Hello everybody, it's time for Help Wanted. And as usual, I gotta make sure that all the cameras are in the right place. So while I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and just share some of our announcements. The big one is that we hit our goal, our sub goal for the giveaway for the month of October. We hit 2 sub goals for giveaways this month. The first one gave away an emote, which is available to our subscribers right now, and the second one, we're giving away some dice. We gave those away to Sky. Sky, I don't remember his full screen name. I feel stupid, but
Sky MP3.
Yes, Sky MP3. It's that hard, right? And he will be receiving dice from our sponsors, Farboco, in the very, very near future. Yeah, we are at, I think we're at 406 followers right now of the 500 follower goal. And when we hit that 500 followers, I'm going to send out a physical hardcover copy of a wonderful D&D book, whichever is the newest one, to one of our faithful followers. And so, yeah, we're excited to do that. Also, on November 7th, in one short month, we will be participating in Extra Life's Game Day. We're going to have a one-shot where many of the players who like to cause me to visibly cringe and facepalm on camera get together as a party of 12th level bards to drive me up a fucking wall for 4 to 6 hours for your enjoyment and to raise money for some kids who could really use it. So come be a part of that. It is Saturday, November 7th, and it is going to be a fantastic time. For those of you who are in the chat about to remind me that I need to change the overlay on Twitch for D&D Beyond, I'm already working on it, so you can.
Our cameras are fucked up too.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I can only do so many things at one time. All right, let's see. Who wants to go where? I don't
pick initiative order.
Let's see. What's that?
And we get to pick camera initiative order?
It's just camera order. For some reason, let's see. Rena is Merrick, and Merrick is Kolok, and we're going to fix that. We're going to get that fixed. But yeah, once I get these cameras fixed, we can go through and introduce ourselves, but I want everybody to be able to see everybody in the right spots before that happens. There we go. This is the one thing about playing on Discord that is a bit of a bother every time we play, which is only 6 times a week, so it's not that big a deal. Well, why don't you go ahead and get started introducing yourself and your character, Alex. As we usually do, we could start with you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I am Alex, also known as Big Lundy, here on Twitch, as well as on Twitter and YouTube. I am playing Kolok Tuntium, the red dragonborn barbarian of the Beast subtype, released in UA as of this year. And, well, he is, quote-unquote, the leader of Kolok's Crushers, which right now consists of 3 people, and is currently being assassinated. So we'll see how things go.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems to be a failed assassination attempt, to be fair.
I mean, he's got 30 HP.
He's also invisible.
Yeah, true, but that doesn't mean he's impossible to hit.
True. Talus?
Hello, my name is Fiona. I play Talus Ellison, everyone's favorite Awathan exile, who really is enjoying having his skeletons. He has so many now. Fear his skeletons.
So many skeletons. Zoe?
Hi, I'm Zoe. I play Lucy, who is a ghost possessing the body of her murderer. She's just made some new friends, and she's figured out how to make Kolok invisible, so she's having a pretty good time.
Mike?
Yep, I'm Mike. I play Marek. He is a half-elven Gloomstalker ranger. He is currently not enjoying Talos' skeletons because he really doesn't like them that much.
Kind of freaking you out. Emmy?
My name is Emmy. I am playing Reyna, who is a fiend warlock, who is very happy to have such lovely company now.
Go ahead, Jacob.
I am Vespasian. I play Vespasian, a full-blooded elf, and currently the leader of the other side of the squad. De facto or supposed leader of the other side of the squad of the elves, which have now come across the Kolok's Crushers and kind of got thrown into the mix, looking for similar visions.
I am the Mark Knight, and I am your Dungeon Master. I will be for about 10 hours today, and I was for about 10 hours yesterday, and multiple times throughout the week. When we last left off, I think we've gone over a little bit of what happened already. Vespasian and his allies arrived in the city of Redinburgh, looking for Kolok, as he has been given visions by his deity of an ancient spear of power wielded by the god Morrigan, the goddess of war herself, and its importance and the importance of the several feathers attached to the shaft of the spear. And he has been sent to find Kolok, another of her followers, who is already on the path to finding this particular artifact. In the meantime, they have tried to establish a dynamic between each other and terms for working together, but have been interrupted by the machinations of the spy master of Redinburgh, who has had it out for the Crushers for a little while now. It seems that Ondar Glowerkin has finally played out his hand, as he has attempted to assassinate Kolok. And so now the Crushers, along with their newly made elven allies, are fighting from within this inn, whose innkeeper they have thoroughly harassed for weeks on end, breaking windows and attacking from within down onto Ondar's personal assassin and guards in the street. In the meantime, the people of Redinburgh are turning a blind eye to the event, locking their doors and windows and allowing this vicious fight to happen right in the street. Kolok, you're not doing so well, but thankfully Lucy has given you greater invisibility, allowing you to stay hidden. It is greater invisibility, right, Lucy, or is it just invisibility? Am I losing my mind?
It's great.
It's greater.
Okay. Which will keep him safe to some degree, but the fact that he was hemmed in by several of the enemy mean that they kind of know where he may be and continue to take pot shots into that area. At this point, it's the top of the round, and one of Ondar's guard, one of his brute squad, is going to take a swing in the direction of the invisible Kolok, where he last stood, and attempt to hit you with disadvantage. He makes a couple of melee attacks against that spot, He'll have disadvantage. Actually, he's going to shield bash first. Or attempt to. That is a 17 with disadvantage.
That'll hit.
Okay. And then you'll need to make a strength saving throw, which is fine.
18.
You stay on your feet as you are smacked for 9 points of damage. You take half because you are raging. And then he will spear at you with disadvantage. Wow.
God damn. All right.
I rolled a... Yeah, okay. So 19. And he's using it one-handed, so 7 points of damage from the spear. And that's going to bring us to tiny little Grim.
Let's see. What's Grim trying to do here? I think Grim is biting at the heels of the assassin to give the help action to anyone who attacks him.
Okay.
That guy specifically.
Understood.
Total power.
Alright. Grim goes up and starts to harass the assassin, attempting to lend aid to your companions. And then Lucy, it is your action.
Lucy is going to sneak, here, and then she will deploy her Shadow Blade and try to take a swipe at that soldier.
Okay. The soldier is outside. Merrick is shooting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is there any way for me to get outside?
You can push through past Talus and Kolok and try to get to this space here. It's all going to be difficult terrain because everybody's bunched up. Where did you start your turn? There? Okay. So if you're there, let's see. Everything's going to cost double movement, so you can go there, there, and there. And that's going to be 10, 20, 30. That'll be 30 feet to get to there. But you will take attacks of opportunity as you go through.
From which ones? Because remember that some of them are confused.
Some are confused. Which one? Oh man, did I not mark which ones are confused?
It's the ones in the purple.
It's essentially the top 3, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So that's right. They're confused. Let me confuse them for me, so that I can know that they are confused. I think he saved, correct?
I don't remember who did and did not save.
That's fine. But these 3 are definitely confused. So yeah, you will not take any attacks of opportunity because they are quite confused.
Great, I'd love to see it. And then I'll just stab that soldier.
Yeah, an affected target can't take reactions. Go ahead. Which one are you stabbing? If you click on one and hit the little target button on your menu, on the side, on the left-hand side, it'll highlight that one as the one you're targeting. So, if you click on him, you can, yeah, there you go.
Cool. That's cool. Well, that probably doesn't hit.
No, that he turns in your direction and brings his shield up just in time to block your Shadow Blade. Okay. Merrick? You're muted, sir. I'm sorry.
so I totally forgot. Mark's really not happy with these skeleton archers behind him, so he's going to take a sort of half step back, and he's just going to use acrobatics and leap out the window.
Go for it. Nice. Where are you headed? Describe your leap through the window and place yourself.
So
where
he's
you
going to leap straight through the window to here, and then just if he moves from there, he'll get attacked from that guy, won't he?
Yeah, he will provoke an attack of opportunity if he backs up. But if you are in melee range, shooting a ranged weapon, you're going to have disadvantage.
I'm going to essentially drop my bow and pull out my swords.
Understood. All right. Okay.
So, bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him.
All right. He is marked.
And attack.
You critical.
Oof.
So that's going to be, that says 9 slashing damage, but it's actually going to be 10 plus 2 from your crit. So that's 12, and then roll 2d6. Do you want me to just take the 12 from the previous? Oh, that yep. Doesn't make sense. 3 plus 3 plus 6. So it would just be the 6 from the Hunter's Mark. I'll add all this together. I'm just going to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so 20 damage to him.
Cool. Nice hit.
And second attack.
Yep.
So another 9 slashing, and then 1d6, isn't it?
Yep.
Another 5.
Yeah. You take 2 good stabs into this guy. He seems quite hardy, and takes the blows with just just like toughs through the blows, but yeah, he's starting to bleed from a couple of strikes that you've made. This gladiator is confused, so we'll roll 1d10 and see what he does. Or it's yeah, d10 at the start of each of its turns. 4. Which is the creature doesn't move or take actions.
Nothing.
Nothing. This guy has his short bow out. He's actually going to aim upwards at the archer that's firing out of the window. So Vespasian, he's gonna take a couple of attacks against you.
Okay. Yeah, I said on my last turn that I ducked down.
Oh, you did duck down. Yeah, so he probably can't even see you. You probably have full cover.
It's either that, yeah, or he'll just take disadvantage, but it's up to you, whatever.
Yeah, you're right. You did say that. So
that way, Ray, because she's shooting at the same window, I believe I am.
Yeah, but she's back behind you, right? So
you'd have to ask her. But yeah, I moved out of the way so she could get clear shots. That way we could trade off.
I'll move over here, and he will. Let's see. He'll attack the newcomer who just jumped out the window. Couple bow shots. 10 and a 19.
19 hits.
Okay. That's going to be 3 damage from the bow. That is not a lot.
That's fine.
Okay. And then Vespasian.
Do I have a clear line of sight on Ondar? Like over them?
Ondar is not out here. It's like that gruff captain of his guards that he was that was like holding back the dude who wanted to play tic-tac-toe. Is this guy out here?
I have no idea. I've never seen him. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, if that's the case then, and I've never seen him, then I'm probably not going to really attack him. I'll probably shoot for this guy in the back here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take my first attack roll there.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
Okay.
And the second one is going... You're rolling your daggers, not your...
Oh, whoops. That is my fault. Well, it'd be another +2 to hit, so, I mean, off of with the longbow.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing daggers.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So this one's going to miss, but the first attack is going to hit, but I'm sure it's doing more than 9 damage, because it's a D8, right? So, well... I guess it's we'll just take the 9.
I don't know what is going on, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think so my first and second attacks both miss from the looks of it. Oh no, it shot twice. Never mind. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
You pick whatever you want out of those numbers. Just tell me.
I did. The first, I'll take the 24 to hit, and then deal the 9 piercing damage to him, and we'll call it a day.
Sounds good. Easy.
Yep. Just straight up easy. And then it's going to be another one of these... another one of the soldiers, the one that is hunter's marked by Merrick, is going to turn to him and begin to engage with after the couple of attacks against him. So he's going to make... He's first going to try and bash you with his shield. That is a 22 to hit.
Oh, that is.
Alright, I will need a... you're going to take 10 bludgeoning damage, and I'll need a strength save. Okay, you succeed. So he beats you, bashes you with his shield. You take a step back from the blow, and he attempts to spear you. 17 to hit.
Hits as well.
Okay, and you'll take 9 damage from the spear. You get the feeling that these are very seasoned fighters. And not only are they seasoned fighters, but they're brutal. They are every thrust, every attack is made with the intent to inflict as much pain and damage as possible. They are angry, swarthy, just brutal fighters. Kolok, you are still...
I think I need to...
What's that?
I need to make 2 con saves for maintaining concentration on my spell. Won't
You will. They are both... you just need to roll a 10 or higher with both of them. Yep. You're good.
Go.
Well, I think Kolok's going to attempt to take down this assassin real quick.
Go for it.
He's very upset.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
17.
That will hit. I believe.
And
Yep.
19.
Both will hit.
Let me just... For 10 and 7 so far.
He is barely standing as you eviscerate him with your blows.
Oof.
Well, about that, barely standing.
Tell me how you end him.
So Kolok's going to dig one claw into one of his legs and then dig another claw into like his shoulder, and he's going to pick him up and just kind of like smash him head first into the ground. Right into the pavement.
As you do, things snap and break, and he falls limply into a pile that looks more like Talus's skeletons before he reconstructs them.
Is Talus behind me in the building?
Talus is like pretty much right at the entrance, kind of half inside, half outside at this point.
Yes, he is literally right behind you.
Kolok's gonna kind of like put a hand on Talus to give him an idea of like I'm right here, and just be like, Talus, I'm hurting bad. But he will remain where he is.
Will nod in understanding at the vague direction of the contact he feels.
Vespasian, it is your action. You watch as an invisible force kind of claws into the body of the... Or maybe you peek over just in time to see an invisible force, like, claw into this body and lift it and slam it into the pavement, crumpling it into a pile. You see that two of these soldiers are kind of milling about dazedly, unsure of really where they're looking or attacking. And in the meantime, you just see the battlefield before you. What are you going to do?
You mean Talus, correct?
Do I mean Talus?
Oh, no, it is.
No, Talus is...
For some reason, I didn't realize. For some reason, I just attacked, so I was confused why I got in the order.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what happened to the order there, because you already went this round, right?
Yeah,
so...
Okay. But yes, I did. I surveyed the battlefield, and it's very impressive when I watch a guy basically get lifted up invisibly. What
is your initiative? Do you remember from last week? It should be 10, right?
I think mine is 10.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why we jumped the gun with your character. Rena, it is your action.
Okay, so just curious, if I was to cast Fireball using this, how would I see like where the spear would go?
Okay.
'Cause I haven't used...
So if you want to cast Fireball, you can go over to that L-shaped tool, and you can make a 20-foot radius circle, which I will put down on the battlefield for you, because it is 20-foot radius. So it is that big, and then you can move it around to see where you want it. So you can hit all but one of the enemies and none of your allies if you want, but you're probably going to blow up one of these buildings. Do you see where I'm planting this? This is the size of the fireball.
Okay.
It is not a small spell.
Time to decide what kind of warlock you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I feel like since it would be like my first... Yeah, she's going to cast Fireball, where it hits all but one enemy and not her allies.
Oh my. Okay. Let's see. 20-foot radius. That's a little too big. Hold on.
Yeah, I see what happened now with the initiative order. I was at the top of the 10s, and somehow I moved to the bottom of the 10s.
Okay. Weird.
I think my dex score was in there before, and maybe it corrected for my dex score, and for some reason put me back at the bottom. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but...
So that's 20 feet. You can plant it right on the top of this building across the street, and it will hit 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys, and light that building on fire. So you cast Fireball. Roll the damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roll the damage.
Don't worry, everyone. We're on your side. Ignore that we set your buildings on fire.
Hold on. Did I mess up because it says virtual tabletop not found?
Yeah.
Did I have to like redo something?
You have to go into the top of your help wanted, and then click the B and or beyond 20 emblem, and press OK with all that, and then it'll find it. That's what.
Oh, do I have to do it every time?
Yeah, unfortunately, you might have to do it every time. Alex, if you have some time on Friday, you and I can go in here and fix people's character sheets if you're willing.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
All right. Any better, Rena? We're still working on it.
Still working. You keep saying that it's not found.
Okay. Just type in the chat /roll and then the number of d6. What is your DC in the meantime?
She has a charisma of 20.
So it's going to be 8, 9,
5
10,
plus
11, 16. Is it going to be 16, I think?
Yeah,
That sounds
16.
right.
Okay. So CR 16 dex saves.
1.
One makes it. Oh, he's confused. What does that effect have on his?
I have no
dex
idea.
saves?
Does it have anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna read.
No, I think he's fine. Oh, they were
Yeah.
supposed to make wisdom saving throws at the end of their turns to see if they stop being confused, though.
Yeah, I think only this one has had its action, so I will roll his dex save and wisdom save. So wisdom save first is a 3. He's going to still be confused. Dex save is a 9, so he's going to take the full damage. 32 damage. This guy's going to take half, so that's going to be that. And then this guy is going to make his dex saving throw. 17, so he'll take half. And then he's going to make his dex save. And he saves, and we'll take half. They are all still standing after the fireball blast, but at least 2 of them are kind of bloodied and singed and burned. They half stand. They've half crouched from the blast, the concussive force. The building behind them has exploded into flames. People are running from the quickly smoke-filled building. It is chaos in the streets. There is a cabbage dealer whose cart is completely obliterated on fire, and he is screaming. And all hell has broken loose. This guy needs to roll a d10 to see what happens with him. I get up to the confusion spell as you're rolling every time, and it pulls me back down to the bottom of the chat.
No!
He does not move or act this turn on a roll of a 3.
Nice.
And it's the skeleton party's turn.
Skeleton party, are you ready for 11 rolls?
Yes, Merrick has moved out of the way now, so they can more easily get to the window.
Excellent. So let's see. So everyone, that guy's dead. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them now. So everyone gets 2 except for the champion, who gets 3 at them.
Okay, so let's go in order with the confused ones first. Two attacks.
Okay.
The 17 will hit. Nice damage. Okay, next one. The 17 will hit. Alright, the next one. Both will miss. The one's right in front of the window. The 19 will hit. And then the champion. None of those will hit. He will... actually, he's not... No, he's not wearing a shield. All 3 miss, either clanking off of his plate mail or hitting the ground around him. He is now standing within a halo of fire and arrows.
It's too powerful for my precious skeletons. Other than that, the skeletons are just going to maintain position and prepare for another volley.
Okay. What are you doing, Talus?
So Talus will grasp the hand he has felt Kolok place on him and use that connection to cast a good old Cure Wounds.
Okay.
It doesn't want to let me click the healing button.
Weird. What level Cure Wounds are you casting? First?
I'm casting a second level Cure Wounds.
Okay, so then just type what your die code is in the chat. Roll, /roll, and then the number plus the bonus.
God damn it, does that mean I've got to be healed by the necromancer?
Yeah.
I know, you just go backwards, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking. How does that work?
Necromancy, but advanced healing.
Somehow the necromancer is your white mage.
Yeah.
Just
Kolok.
slapping flesh that he found on the ground, the top one of the skeletons, back on you.
It'll be fine, Merrick. It'll be fine.
So that's 15 points of healing.
Very good.
And you know what, Talus? He's going to offer an olive branch, and he's going to give Merrick an inspiration.
What are you going to say?
We may not agree at all times, but I think we both want them dead. Do the murder, quickly, before they kill me.
You have a D8 to use at need, Merrick.
And yeah, that's gonna be Talus's turn.
You can determine whether or not you are inspired to disgust or courage. That is on your that is your choice. The non-confused gladiator that is or soldier that is standing here is going to unable to see Kolok and seeing the force that he applied to the assassin invisibly. I think that he is going to turn and attack Lucy with a shield bash first. 18 to hit, Lucy.
Haha, shield.
You're going to shield? Okay. What does that make your AC?
It makes
19,
it
I believe.
19.
Nice. Okay, then he will attempt to hit you with his spear immediately afterwards. That one will hit. 21 for 7 points of damage, and I will need you to make a concentration check.
What do I roll for that?
It's Constitution save. So you save successfully because you have an insane constitution. You take the 7 points of damage, but you maintain hold of the invisibility spell on Kolok. Grim.
Grim is going to. Grim is. I don't know where Grim can move. Grim is going to kind of circle around and bite at the heels of this man now. He's in the fray. He's just kind of attacking random people and hoping that it will help other people somehow.
Okay, so does he scurry outside and he kind of squeezes into a small space? I need to change Grim's token because he is he's tiny, right?
Yeah, he's tiny.
Alright.
He's very small. So yeah, he's just like at this dude's heels essentially. He's just a small wolf pup.
Okay. There we go. That's the right size Grim.
No, we're gonna lose him.
That's precious.
Baby!
Baby boy.
Lucy, it's your action. Lucy, you've been attacked. And now it is your action.
I think Lucy is looking at the flaming building and being the very not smart person she is. She's thinking, I should put that out. So I think I'm going to try to tidal wave in the same direction. How do I do the thing where I see its range?
If you go over to the L-shaped little tool, you can select which shape you need and then go from there.
I'm doing that, I'm sorry.
Got it. Here, delete this.
So glad I'm not a spellcaster.
It's a line, right? There you go.
Line right there. Will that work? It's
Yes.
technically 0.3 feet bigger, but I think you can just kind of cut off the end a little.
Can you, does it have to be, it's from a point that you choose? Drop tidal wave in the chat for me so I can read the spell, please.
You conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. The area can be 30 feet long, up to 10 feet wide, and up to 10 feet tall. Yeah, it just has to be within range. It's 120-foot range, so wherever she wants to place that.
Alright. On a failed save, the creature takes bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. On a successful save, the creature takes as much damage and isn't knocked prone. The water spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in its area. So it's going to put out the fires in the streets, at least. Even if the buildings are still on fire, it's going to help a lot.
Can I just say that Lucy's art always makes me giggle whenever she does anything, because it always has this air of like smugness about it because of the way that she's posed in the picture.
I know, I love how Axarian drew it. It's great.
She's just chilling, making a tidal wave, you know.
Also, I do roll an extra 1d8 because of her, or I roll her psionic die, which is currently a 1d10. So it's actually 30 damage.
It is currently how much damage? 30? Okay.
Yeah, it does 24 bludgeoning and 6 psychic.
Understood. I am going to have them roll their saves. So 1, 2, 3. All 3 of them make their saves, so they're not knocked prone, and they take half damage from the blow. So it is going to be half. Why is it doing this? Oh, I know why it's doing this.
Rolling really well tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So they are in bad shape now, though they are not prone. And 2 of them are still confused, as far as I know. Do they get to make other saves if against confusion if they are hit?
They make saves against confusion at the end of their turn.
Okay. All right. That.
So they each take 15 damage?
Yeah, they each took 15 damage. Merrick. It is your action.
I wanted to use my bonus action to push away that one guy to the left.
Can you point to which one? That's right. I am so sorry I skipped your bonus action. Okay. He gets to make a strength save, correct?
Yep.
He succeeds.
Okay.
He kind of pushes up against the force of your shove, wondering where it's coming from, but holding his ground.
I think I still have to roll my psionic die just in case I roll a 1 or a 10. And I don't, so that's my turn.
Okay. Give me a D10 roll, Talus. Oh no, it's Marek's turn. I'm so sorry. Marek, it is your action.
Yep, so swearing slightly in Elvish after being stabbed with a spear. I'm going in with the scimitars on the same guy.
Okay. Just so you're aware, he is currently surrounded, so you're going to get a +5 to each of your attacks. That's going to hit.
So that would be 17.
Yep. And that's going to hit as well.
20.
So give me 2 D6 rolls.
And as I've got 2 weapon fighting style, I'm going to use my bonus action to hit him again.
Yep. Also a hit. So 3 D6 rolls.
So
he is in rapidly declining health.
32 points, I think, in total.
Yep. Yeah. 8 and 8, 16 and 16. So yeah, 32 points. He is still again, these are hardy combatants and they are taking your blows in stride, but he is starting to look pale and slightly stricken as you level not 1, not 2, but 3 strikes with your scimitars against him. And now I need a D10 roll from one of the gladiators. Or give me a... Oh.
I messed up. Oh, what's 9?
A 9. I don't know what that is yet.
I think that means they attack somebody randomly.
The creature can act and move normally.
Dang.
Yeah, so he is going to strike into the invisible space, knowing that hoping to hit something. He'll start with his shield. $11. That's not going to do it. And then his spear. Also 11. Also not going to do it. And he's not moving because he saw what Kolok did to the last guy who tried to move away. So he's going to stand there ready for whatever happens next, seemingly gaining some self-control for a moment. Let's see if it sticks. Wisdom saving throw is a 12.
Nope.
All right.
Gotta be a 16, baby.
And then it is our champion's turn. And he is going to fire 2 shortbow attacks towards Lucy. That's an 11 and a 17. Does a 17... are you still shielded? Has it been before?
I think I need to do a new shield, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this would be a new shield.
This would be a new
'cause
shield.
Her turn's already passed.
Yep. Okay. So you shield.
Yes, it's fine.
You shield against the crossbow strike that, or the shortbow strike that comes your way, and then this gladiator, this soldier here in between all of you is going to attempt to attack Marek again, having been struck 3 times by the ranger. He shoves his shield in your direction. 21 to hit for 10 bludgeoning, and I need a strength save. You are knocked prone as he uppercuts you with the shield, sending you onto your back, and then he stabs down at you with the spear once you're prone with advantage. But he rolls a 14. So you roll out of the way of the spear that's coming down at you onto the ground. Kolok.
So I'm watching this guy get speared at by this guy.
Okay.
So watching him go up against one of our potential new compatriots, and knowing that I'm invisible, and that these two, at the very least, seem to be somewhat incoherent in being able to attack me, I'm going to focus fire on this guy.
Okay.
To help out.
All right. He is currently surrounded, so you also get the +5. Not that you need it. All 3 blows land as he is focused on your fallen compatriot. And that is...
For a total of 30 damage.
Yep. You rip into him multiple times in his back, and he kind of stumbles forward slightly, sheets of red kind of running down his back and across his legs. He puts the butt of his spear into the ground and just barely keeps himself standing. He's looking for a way to retreat and realizes that he is surrounded on all sides.
Puts out all 3 claws, and he just kind of leans close while he's stalking him invisibly. You're focusing on the wrong target.
Nice. Give me an intimidation roll with advantage.
All right. Do that. Boom. Even with advantage and a +5. What the fuck?
Merrick, as you are laying on the ground staring up at this opponent, you see him suddenly arc his back in pain as invisible blows land against him, and you hear slightly the snarling sounds coming from behind him afterwards, and his eyes are kind of widened slightly in a panic, and you can see them darting around as he's looking for a way to get out from being surrounded by all of these enemies. He has become a sheet of white, and is pale and terrified for his life suddenly. Vespasian.
So, as I watch this fireball, at this time, fly over me, I'm gonna look at Ray real quick and just, kind of give her a smirk and look at her and, impressive. And I'm gonna whip out and I'm gonna take 2 shots at the champion in the back.
Okay.
Because I figure everyone should at least get 1 arrow in this battle from me, stuck in them. So
this is fair.
That being said, we are going to roll
hits. That one is going to miss.
Vespasian is an equal opportunity sniper.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets 1.
Did you get 3 attacks with your longbow?
No, it's just the thing is D&D Beyond's being weird.
Okay, understood. The first one hits.
It wouldn't do. I didn't know it was doing damage at the same time because D&D Beyond doesn't. It has 2 separate rolls.
Understood.
So
yeah.
Just count the first damage. Don't worry about that last roll.
Understood. The first arrow strikes him in the shoulder of his plate mail, and he kind of looks up into the window where you're standing, grimacing, and looks as though he is getting ready to level his short blow up in your direction.
Yeah. I'm kind of duck a little bit to the side so that way Ray doesn't hit me with another fireball, just in case.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna look at her and just nod, and make way for her.
Reyna?
So when he does compliment her, she literally just like starts beaming, so happy though, because praise from him is like the best thing in the world to her. She's like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna do it again." And then she's gonna step forward though, and she's going to cast Eldritch Blast at the tic-tac-toe guy who played with them and is now trying to hurt them. So screw him.
All right. Point to which one you're attacking. You can point and hold. Sure. Go ahead. Give me your 2 shots with your Eldritch Blast. First misses, flying into the corner of the building nearby, smashing some bricks. The second hits. Give me your damage as he gets hit in the chest with your Eldritch Force. And you can... why don't you tell me what it looks like? What does your Eldritch Blast look like as it flies forward?
So it kind of looks like red sparkles, pretty much.
Nice.
Just imagining every time she lets out some destructive force of energy, she's just in her own head, like there's like a pleasant song playing, like dun da 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 dun dun da da.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate though.
Give me a D10 roll. Any bonus actions, Arena?
I will cast Hex as a bonus action on him as well.
Okay. Let's see that D10, Talus. A 4. That means he does not do anything. He is still confused. He is going to make a wisdom save to see if he becomes unconfused. And that is going to fail. Your skeletons. Your barrage of skeletal archers may make their attacks against this entire army of enemies. Is it the same thing?
Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. 3 at the champion, 2 at everyone else.
All right, let's start. Let's start here as we did last time. The 20's gonna hit. Next guy. 22's gonna hit. Nice damages. Holy cow. Next one.
Yeah.
That is a critical hit. Give me roll.
Sure is.
Just roll 1d6 because it's going to be 8 plus whatever you roll. So 9. And then 2 on the next guy. That is another critical and a hit.
Maybe you can keep track.
This guy is he is panicking, looking for a way to escape, when suddenly he gets pelted by the skeleton's arrows, and Merrick, you watch as the skeletons save you from more blows from this enemy that has just slammed you to the ground.
I love how they decided to just absolutely destroy the man who had like 2 hit points left.
Yeah. And now the 3 attacks on the champion, please. That is 1 hit. Okay. He is bloodied at this point, as he has a number of arrows sticking out of him.
Just smacking him with saxophones.
Oh, the saxophones. Jeez. Oh god.
That's what they shoot the arrows from.
They're just shooting arrows out of their saxophones like a blowgun. Talus, it is your action.
Okay, Talus is going to look towards the champion, the leader, and he will say, "You have chosen to stand with Reddenburg instead of us. You will regret this action." And then he's going to cast Heat Metal on him, using his metal-looking armor he's got there.
Yeah, he's wearing plate mail. So
maybe.
he can't make a save to drop, or he can't drop it, so I'm not going to bother with the save. So he's going to take 2d8 fire damage, and unless he doffs his armor in the middle of combat, he's going to have disadvantage on his attacks.
Oh,
That's 14 damage.
Nice. He's looking in a bad way as the armor heats up around him. You can see his face begin to get red, and he grimaces in pain.
And then Talus is just going to... What's Talus going to do? He's going to give inspiration to Lucy this time.
Okay. Lucy, you're feeling quite inspired. Go ahead. What were you saying?
That is Talus's go.
All right. This guy is going to I think he is gonna attempt to attack the invisible Kolok, who has just put down. Actually, you know what? No, he's gonna take the disengage action and start backing up. I know you still get an attack because you have Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
He does not know that. So go ahead and make your attack.
Yep, he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, that's a 25. Roll your damage. That is a lot of damage. He is looking hurt.
That's my weakest attack.
Yeah. So, yeah, he takes the hit from you as he attempts to pull away from the combat and curses as he is stuck where he is. Is tiny little Grim doing anything?
Is tiny little Grim doing anything? I think Grim has satisfied his bloodlust for now and will just kind of scramble up to Talus and tug on him to indicate that he wants to be picked up now.
Okay.
I've had
I
enough
love
feeling for
him.
now.
That's enough fighting.
Lucy?
I'm going to... Oh, sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
I'm going to attack the guy right above me with my Shadow Blade. And if the attack roll seems bad, I'm going to attack on the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Go ahead, make your attack. The 14.
Yeah, I'm going to add the Bardic Inspiration to that.
Go ahead, roll to add it. That is a 21. Roll your damage as you strike with your Shadow Blade.
Really?
Yeah.
Double ones. All right.
That's not great. But he is...
Not amazing.
His eyes widen as the deep shadows enter into his form, and he wishes he got away last round.
I don't think the psychic damage applies because it's not like a spell. Like I used a spell to cast Shadow Blade, but I didn't use a spell when it attacked him, so I don't think I get extra damage there. So I'm just going to use my bonus action to push away that same guy to the left who now has the heat metal.
Okay. He is going to... He has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, so he still rolls his save normally.
Yeah.
He holds his ground. I think just barely, right?
Yeah, by 2.
Okay. Merrick.
So slightly scowling at the skeletons in the window for saving me technically. I'm going to use my action to get back up on my feet. So I'm taking that to whole action to get back up from prone.
Well, it's just
half a movement.
It's half your movement to stand up from
Half
prone.
movement.
Yep. So you
Fine.
still have your actions and bonus actions, and still
In
have
that case,
half your movement.
in that case, I will use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark, the leader, and I will move. Hold on. I'll move up to him
Okay.
and attack.
Go ahead. Make your attack rolls.
20.
That is going to hit.
Oh, 9. That's not going to hit.
No, he blocks that one.
I'll maybe use the bardic inspiration that I got the other round.
Okay. That's 1d8.
Roll a d8, see if you get.
Ugh,
Oh.
I wasn't impressed by the bardic inspiration.
Yeah, it wasn't very inspiring.
Still gotta work on that friendship rolls.
Don't forget to add the extra d6 for your hunter's mark.
Yes.
Yep. 2. So 11 total.
Yep.
One of the skeletons gives Merrick a thumbs up.
So I need a d10 roll, please, for one of the soldiers that is confused. That is a 1. Can you pop confusion back in the chat so I don't have to scroll all the way up to find it?
Absolutely.
On a 1.
Moves in a random direction.
All right. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that, and start with directly to his left there. Roll a d8. It's a 4. So he's going to move that way. The creature uses all its movement in a random direction to determine the direction. Roll a d8 and assign direction to each die face. The creature doesn't take actions this turn, so he's just going to move 30, I guess 60 feet in this direction. And
Goodbye.
So he just randomly turns and runs, completely confused, and then he gets to make a wisdom save afterwards.
Yeah, does Dallas get a attack of opportunity?
He sure does.
He fails his save. So yeah, Talus, you get an attack of opportunity.
It doesn't. Oh wait, yeah, I think this one actually does.
It's not forced movement, so you get an attack of
Oh
opportunity.
yeah, it just makes him use his movement. Oh nice.
Yep. You're not pushing him or shoving him or anything like that. He is using his movement. Yes, the answer, Steven, is Talus can absolutely make his skeletons do thriller choreography. 100%.
That is the plan.
Why do you
here in
think
the
he has
future.
them around?
Gotta get that.
Talus, are you
Check.
taking an attack of opportunity?
Oh, sorry. I thought Kolok. Good.
No,
Oh,
Kolok.
no, I already used mine, so.
Yes, Kolok already used it.
Oh, right, of course. Okay. Give me a moment then.
You miss him as he runs away, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is he still confused too?
Yeah,
yeah,
he
he
rolled a
did.
4 on his save.
Oh, so poor guy.
Yeah, and it's only round 4 of combat, so he's... I don't know how long... I think Confusion lasts...
It's a minute.
It's a minute, yeah. Alright, the champion is going to drop his short bow, draw his greatsword, and make a couple of attacks against the new challenger before him. That's going to be a 13 to hit,
Misses.
and then a 16 to hit.
Just hits.
Okay. You'll take 13 slashing damage.
Oh,
As he,
Okay, Marik's beginning to look a little bit weary.
yeah, you get slammed with a huge greatsword, and stumble slightly, I guess. Kolok.
Lucy, you got this one.
I believe in you.
Alrighty. I will move, sort of, kind of go around these guys.
Okay. You will take.
You have to take it out.
Yeah. You're going to take an attack of opportunity, and the
That's fine.
champion is going to use a second wind to heal. So on his action. So I think that's what roll 1d10.
1d10 plus whatever his fire level might be.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It does because it's a NPC. It just has a flat number. So. It is your action. So Kolok, you move around. This guy's going to take an attack of opportunity against you with his spear.
Feel free.
I guess he could take an attack of opportunity with his shield, right? But
Yeah, technically speaking.
Yeah, whatever it is.
but yeah, I guess that won't matter. He's going to do it with his spear. That is a critical hit.
He has disadvantage.
Oh, because you're invisible. Hello.
Yeah.
So that is an 8.
There you go.
Yeah. Not a damn thing.
Alrighty. He thought he stabbed me in the heart, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Alright, and I will start opening up on this guy. As
Go for
I sort of prowl around his allies to get straight over to him to help out Merrick.
Yeah, absolutely. Make your attacks. That's a hit. That's also a hit. That is a miss. He blocks the last blow. Kind of getting a
2 out of
sense of
3
where
ain't
you
bad.
are. What's that?
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
For 16 damage.
Absolutely. Everything he just did to heal himself is basically gone after those blows. Any bonus actions, Kolok? Oh, the third claw attack is not.
No, that's not a bonus action. It's part of the regular attack action. But I don't think I have any bonus actions, unfortunately. Not until
Understood.
next level.
Understood. Vespasian.
All right, so I'm gonna look at the window. How hurt is the champion looking? Is he looking pretty brutalized at this point?
The champion is he is in bad shape.
Okay.
He
So
just
in that case, I'm gonna see him. I'm gonna think to myself that, like, I want some answers, because this is like, we kind of went into this whole thing cold cocked from like my point of view. So I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna take some sand, and I'm just gonna like just drop it out of my hand and blow it in a direction. I'm gonna cast sleep to a point behind him,
so that
where
it
only
hits
him.
just him. All right, go ahead
Just
and roll the hit points for your sleep.
Oh, good. Trying to do it on. I think I just gotta do.
So you're getting it. So it just hits him, right? What is the range on sleep? 90 feet.
So I can put it anywhere I want.
Oh yeah, you certainly can. 24. Your
It's either there's no saves. It's either
Nope.
he is or he isn't.
he seems to be unaffected by your spell.
Worth a shot. That's
Absolutely.
I think that's it. That's my action. And I just look at Ray and I say, finish him off.
Oh,
Take him down.
Reina.
So wait, is the champion the guy that played tic-tac-toe with me and Lucy, or is that one of the other guys?
The assassin.
The assassin who is dead was the guy who tried to play who was playing tic-tac-toe with you. The champion was the one who tried to stop him from playing
Okay,
tic-tac-toe
so
with you.
screw him, just making sure.
Yes.
So he has Hex on him. I'm also going to use my bonus action to do Maddening Hex, so he takes an additional 5 damage. And I'm going to do Eldritch Blast again.
Okay. Both Eldritch Blasts hit home, slamming into his heated armor, warping it slightly as they do. Give me your damage rolls for each. He is looking in worse and worse shape as he gets struck with blow after blow by invisible force and red sparkles.
And then for a Hex, it does an additional 1d6 necrotic damage.
For each blast, right?
For each blast. And then Maddening, I think it's 1d5 physical damage.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. 1d5 physical. Let me take a look. Maddening Hex. As a bonus action, you can deal +5 psychic damage to the target cursed by your hex. So he gets +5 damage from the psychic damage, and as a bonus action, and then you can give me 2 d6 rolls. Okay. He looks like a shove will fall him. Like a shove will make him fall over at this point. He's sweating profusely from the heated metal. His face is red. There are like wisps of steam coming off of his armor, which is now dented in multiple places from the Eldritch Blast and shredded by Kolok's claws. And he is just kind of staggering and stumbling about. And it's going to be the confused gladiator's turn. That's an 8. That is going to make it... determined... the creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a random creature within its reach. If there is no creature within its reach, the creature's turn does nothing. So Kolok will be 1, Merrick will be 2, his companion will be 3. So we'll roll a d3. He's going to attack his own companion.
Nice.
Nice.
We love to see it.
Yep, he's going to shield bash first. That is a 26 to hit for 7 damage. And his companion will make a strength save to not get knocked prone and succeed. And then he will get stabbed with the spear, that the spear will miss. And it's the skeletons.
Okay, so there's only 3 of them now. And there's a decent number of skeletons.
Yes. So 4 to the champion, and or do you want to go one by one?
Yeah, let's see. How many skeletons I have? 11. So there's 3 of them. Yeah, we're just... You know what? I'm just gonna split them between 1 to the champion and the rest between the other 2, just because we have a lot of things going after the champion right now.
Okay.
So we'll just start with the single shot at the champion.
All right, start with a single shot at the champion. That is going to hit. The champion is still standing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he takes the arrow and
then-
steps back, staggering, kind of looking wildly around.
And then the other two are going to get 5 arrows at them.
Oh, God. Okay.
We'll start with Mr. Confused Man.
Yep. 2 hits. So 10 damage. As he takes 2 arrows. And then the next one. Also 2 hits. And he falls to the arrows.
Excellent. That'll be the skeletons.
Show-offs.
Talus, what are you doing?
Well, first I'm going to use Heat Metal, my bonus action, to cause 2d8 fire damage to the champion.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And
The champion
Then-
collapses from the heat.
ooh, okay. And then you know what? Talus is going to. The champion seems like the most likely to know things, so Talus is going to essentially just order Grim to go over and use Spare the Dying on him,
Okay,
using Talus's main action.
understood. He goes over and starts licking the face of the champion as you drop the spell that is causing his armor to burn brightly. Lucy?
I'm going to go over to the other soldier that's still alive and give him a stab.
Also, Talus, from last round, I think, I need you to roll a d10 for the other guy who ran away.
Oh right, I forgot he was alive.
Yep. And Lucy, make your attack roll for the Shadow Blade.
He goes in a random direction again.
Okay.
We're gonna lose this guy.
Lucy, the 25 hits and 11 for 11 damage. He is still standing and is still confused.
I mean, I'm going to try to throw him against that wall.
Okay, give me a shove roll. He needs to make a strength save. He does not get shoved.
Well, he'll do it. I'm not very shovable soldiers you let me fight here. Can you make more shovable people next time?
Absolutely. Okay, so he's going to move in direction 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he is going to run smack into this building in front of him and stop.
These poor soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
They had no idea what they were getting into.
Nope. Merrick, you watch as the leader of these soldiers just kind of in a haze of heat falls over, and the spell dissipates. This tiny dog, who is a little undead, leaps onto his chest and starts licking the unconscious form. But there's still one soldier standing confusedly behind you. What are you doing here?
That's just wrong. Sorry. Turn around to the soldier. It's not your lucky day, is it? And
That's gonna hit,
him.
and that's gonna crit.
Oh, actually, I should have done a Constitution save from Hunter's Mark, and I forgot to move it. That's
Okay.
gone anyway.
So it's gone anyway. But he, the critical will do him in. Do you want to describe his untimely demise, or?
Yep.
Uh,
Just turn around and just, it's not your lucky day. Just swirl the two scimitars and just straight forward into his chest and pull him straight out and just let him crumple to the ground.
Yep. Absolutely. Give me another D10 roll for the confused gentleman.
I think that means he's fine.
Yeah,
He does whatever.
He can't. I think he can't move, but I think he moves and takes actions, right, as normal.
Is that
Yeah,
the end of his
9 and
turn?
10, he just acts normally.
Okay, then he is going to use both his movement and action to dash and move 60 feet in the direction of the keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's dead. What's he gonna do?
Yeah. And he'll make his wisdom save. He'll roll his wisdom save to see if he... Actually, he gets 2 because I didn't roll one for the previous round. So, 16, does that break it?
That is, in fact, the DC, yeah.
Okay, then he is no longer confused and he will be continuing to run. That is not 60 feet. He's, like, way far away now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Because he was here. So, yeah, 60 feet is down some alleys. Somewhere back here. Out of line of sight. The dust settles around you. There are dead men in the streets. The street is covered in a thin blanket of water and burned cobblestone. The commander of these men, who should be dead, is laying unconscious as Grim sits on him, licking his face. The buildings that have been fireballed smolder with flames licking the roofs. The water from the tidal wave having at least kind of thinned the fire enough to keep the whole place from going up. And as you all look around at your handiwork, and the innkeeper cowers behind his bar, looking sad and lost in the midst of this chaos, we will take a short break, and we will be back. You know the situation at hand. You know the state of the street around you. What are you doing?
Do we see like anyone like in the streets that's in need like of immediate help from the fireball and the tidal wave?
I feel like the fireball mostly hit the walls and like roof of this building, and then the tidal wave kind of washed over everything and put some of the fire out. So people like ran after the fire hit. So the street is mostly people have steered clear of this chaotic insanity that has happened out in the middle of the afternoon. So as you look around, you are you're alone in the midst of this street with these bodies upon the ground.
Kolok, are you doing okay?
Feeling slightly rough, but I'll get over it.
Kolok's still invisible.
Until Lucy drops.
Until you drop
comments.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's puzzled. I'll probably drop it.
I guess he's actually invisible for it's greater invisibility, so I think it only lasts a minute. So after the combat's over, about 30 seconds are left of the spell.
Yeah.
Once all the enemies have fled or perished, the skeletons start marching out of the house, and like 2 per person, 1 at the legs, 1 at the arms. They just kind of hoist up the corpses and start marching them towards Talus's room.
What are you doing with them?
Harvesting them.
Really?
You don't have to look.
I don't want to look.
No.
And besides, I don't think you've got time. One got away. We're going to have guards on us within minutes. I don't think we can hang about.
He's right, Talus. We don't have time. Andar already showed his hand. He's already going to be mad that his group didn't make it. He's not going to underestimate us again.
That's a good point. Okay. The skeletons just drop the bodies suddenly and just leave them where they lay.
So do we know, like, for sure that Andar sent these guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't nice of him.
No, it was not. Thank you for your enlightening commentary, as always, Lucy.
He's a very not nice person.
Lucy just goes, "Yeah, you're welcome."
Okay.
I'm going to pick up the leader, though, since he's still, like, vaguely alive.
Yeah, I think we should interrogate that guy at some point. I figure if anyone knows anything, it's gonna be him.
We have to get out of town here first. I don't want to go through the front gates. There's going to be a lot of guards there. Let's make our way over to the Green Spear, and we'll use the passages from there.
Do you think it would be safe for me to pick up the armor you ordered for the skeletons?
It might be, but you're going to want to be careful.
I can be sneaky.
In the meantime, Kolok kind of glances over to Merrick and sees that he has a few scrapes and bruises. Are you going to be all right?
If we get out of town quick enough. I will remember. I will go over and amongst the water, find my longbow and pick it back up.
Okay. Kolok, you have a wagon and a horse that are not going to go down into the tunnel below the Green Spear.
That's true. We did bring them into town, didn't we? Fuck.
You also have a barrel full of mare.
And halfling.
And and halfling in the back of that cart. So just as a reminder.
I don't want to abandon the cart. It's going to be incredibly useful moving forward to keep some distance between us and anybody who would be hunting us down.
You also have to move through the city in broad daylight with 11 skeletons to the Green Spear. I will bring up the town.
Talus, I need you to get your skeletons back in the barrels.
Okay, I can see how well they will cram.
We gotta do this quickly. Vespasian!
I yell out the window. Yeah, you're still alive.
Barely. Look, the guards know what we look like. Myself, Lucy, Talus.
Here, let me head down.
Should I go back to using the name Bird Lucy?
I look at Ray. We should get down there quickly. I head down the stairs and I head out.
I'm
so that way we're not
Okay.
I can
yelling in the street.
I can make myself inconspicuous. I can follow. And I can disguise myself with magic. It's fine.
Good. We're probably gonna need that.
As Vespasian
I can
and
pass him.
Reyna kind of rush down the stairs of the inn, the innkeeper is just kind of like you can hear him weeping. He is, but you can't see him.
I'm gonna go comfort him before. I'm not gonna follow him. I'm gonna go comfort the bartender.
You rush over to the bar, and the innkeeper is like huddled in like a little corner of the bar itself, like the bar. The bar top is like an L shape, and he's in the corner of that L shape, in like sitting, just kind of like with his face in his hands, tucked into this corner as far as he can shove himself, just kind of like repeating like, why did they have to stay here?
I feel so bad for him. I'm just gonna like gently pat his head and thank you for everything you've done. And I'm just gonna go out.
You pat his head and he like jumps. And you, Vespasian, you come out into the street, to the battlefield that you witnessed from above. The skeletons are standing out in the street, having dropped bodies in multiple places. Yeah, you guys have some quick decision making to do.
Well,
Talus is going to go into the room and see how many skeletons he can fit in the barrels he has.
How many barrels do you have?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
I think you have 2.
Will those the skeleton barrels or all of the barrels? Because I have bodies in one of them.
I think
True.
You used to have 2 barrels worth of skeletons. So you have 1 barrel filled with bodies and 1 barrel for skeletons currently. And you have a 10 by 10 wagon at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Talus is going to try to fit some skeletons in the barrel he has left.
So,
Okay. That's fine. We'll deal with the skeleton logistics in a minute.
Okay.
So as I come down, I'm gonna start talking to Torlok. So do you have a plan for getting out of here? Have they brought this down upon our heads?
Kolok is in the middle of counting some coins to hand over to Lucy, and he looks over at Vespasian. Brought down on our heads. Alright, you're the one who decided to come by. Not my fault you decided. Anyway, beyond that, Lucy, Talus, and myself are all well known by the guards at this point. We come in and out of here fairly often. You guys are still relatively unknown. So, if we can get ourselves hidden on the cart, you guys can drive us out of here.
Yes. We might be able to do that, but what happens when they look in the cart?
Well, there's got to be some barrels to look at. And at the same time, I'm hoping that the 3 of you are capable of talking to the guards on a certain level. Let them know to not do that, maybe?
Look him up and down. I mean, and you're saying you can fit into one of those barrels?
Well, I probably won't fit in one of the barrels, but I will be under a tarp.
And I look over at Merrick. I'm like, you can do that. You can disguise yourself, correct?
Yep, I think one of these town presence would be just see if I can just fool them with that. I'll kind of step slightly into the shadows of the inn so that nobody in the street can kind of see me, and I'll cast disguise.
Not now. Who knows how long it's going to take us to get out of here? We wouldn't want to waste it just yet. Ray! I have no idea where she's at. I think she's still in the building at this point.
Yeah. She comes out after a moment of comforting the innkeeper, very sympathetically, and you see her wander out to you, I guess.
Ray, you can do that thing, can't you? Make people like you, correct?
I mean, I hope everyone just always likes me.
Well, just in
Wait,
case
do
that
people
they
not
don't.
like me?
No. After I saw what you did up there, of course.
I thought what you did
You're
was
my new
cool.
favorite person.
But yeah, I can. People like me. Don't worry, we got this.
So, if you're saying, and from what I've kind of gathered, actually, did I hear them talk about the tunnels? Have they talked about the tunnels? Was that, or were you just guys mentioning that? I can't tell.
You've heard talk of the tunnels, but I don't think that you actually know very much about them, outside of just the fact that there are tunnels.
Alright, so I just look at you, I'm like, the three of us could take the wagon and get the cart out of here, I think, without an issue. Bringing you guys along, I think, might cause more of an upset. If you were waiting on the other side of the gate, just in case something went awry, you'd be able to come in from that direction.
The thing that worries me is, for one, these tunnels don't exactly lead right outside the gate, so we'd have to end up reconvening with you somewhere. Secondarily, and fairly importantly, it's possible that they might lock down the entire city, what with this whole fight that we just had. So that being the case, there's going to be a lot of risk put on whoever ends up riding out.
Well, I think the three of us can handle it. What do you guys think?
I don't really want to separate from Lucy.
That's fair, right?
Oh, don't worry. Lucy!
Yep.
Two things. Kolok kind of hands her 100 gold. Give that to the bartender and tell him to move shop. And also, he taps his head. Why don't you go ahead and connect with Reyna?
Sure thing. And then I will go into Reyna's mind.
Give me a die roll to see how long. For the next 8 hours, Lucy and Reyna are in mental communication with one another.
And I'll speak in Reyna's voice and say, "Hi, Reyna, it's Lucy. I'm waving at you." And then I'll wave at her.
I will wave back.
There, see? Now you don't have to be separated.
And then I will go into the shop and approach the bartender. The innkeeper.
Yeah, you can hear him weeping behind the bar.
Excuse me, sir?
Haven't you all done enough? My poor shop is burned and waterlogged.
Well, we were really sorry about that, and we pulled together some money so that maybe you could get a new inn somewhere else, maybe even in a different city. The city's kind of sad. And then I'll pass him 100 gold from Kolok and 50 gold from myself.
He hears the coins up on the bar and slowly, stands up, wiping away his tears with his shirt sleeves, and looks down at the gold and sighs heavily and kind of nods, trying to be thankful, but looking around the condition of the windows and the door and the street outside, and just kind of silently weeps as he gathers up the coins.
I'm very sorry, and then kind of like give him a pat on the head.
He's been patted
we've been
twice.
traveling a bit, and pretty much every other city has been a lot better than this one. So maybe your life will be better if you move.
He nods and says, "Yeah, maybe. I have a brother in Grover. I think that'll be a lot safer than here."
Probably. I've never heard of it, so I can't say. Have a nice day, and then I'll leave.
I just imagine you saying like, "Okay, we'll visit." Oh God, shouldn't have said anything. Shouldn't have said anything, man. Just dug your own grave.
Kolok, where's this cart of yours?
I'll go ahead and point it out to him. It's stationed just a little bit away from the trickster, just like on the corner over here. Right over there. As long as you can get that out of town, you'll be fine.
Fine, I'll go and get that. I'll go and start hitching up the cart.
Okay, there's a barrel already, like, tied off inside the cart.
I don't want to know.
Is it gonna move?
No.
Okay. That's what we care about.
Don't we have the Kolok's Crusher banner on the cart, or has that been moved to your glaive?
No, that's on my glaive.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's currently on hanging from his glaive. The banner is right there on the map that you can all see. That's what is hanging from his glaive.
Well, we better get going before the gate hears about this. No doubt the word will travel fast of what just happened. But it'll take time for them to organize.
Right. Well, I guess we'll reconvene outside.
Yeah.
Your Reina and Lucy are connected mentally, so we'll be able to communicate from there.
Neat trick.
Well, then I guess that's all the planning. Which gate?
Let's go south. It's the closest gate.
All right, south it is.
Dallas, hurry up!
Okay, Talus comes down. Several skeletons carrying a barrel full of fewer skeletons, probably like 2 or 3 managed in there. And he's going to say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all of them on the cart. Should I take them with me?
Nah. Can you disguise them at all? Put a cloak on them? Anything?
Do you
Do
have?
you have 9 or so cloaks?
You can use my pink cloak for one of them.
Talus will accept the pink cloak and drape it over a single skeleton.
Its legs are clearly showing beneath the cloak because it is a Lucy-sized cloak.
It's probably boots, at least.
There you go. Now no one will know the difference.
Skeleton in the pink cloak. Okay. You hitch up the wagon with the 2 barrels. And who is going where? And what are you doing with the skeletons that remain?
Talus is actually going to look at the underside of the cart to see if there's any way he could have some hanging from beneath to try to smuggle them through.
2 of them could probably hang underneath as long as they can maintain a hold.
Then 2 of them will go underneath the cart.
Okay. You have a barrel. Go ahead.
Nothing.
Okay. Alright.
Mara's kind of just looking in disbelief. What? Anyway.
I need to get them out of the city.
I mean, if any of them can also hide in the cart, I can kind of, like, minor illusion, like them in a chest or something to keep them hidden if they could fit in, like, a tiny 5 cube space.
one of them could probably curl up in a fetal position on the cart, and you could minor illusion over it. But if you're in the back of the cart and Merrick and Vespasian are on the front, and there's 2 barrels in the back of the cart, I think that to hide a skeleton with a minor illusion, you can only fit one other on there. Merrick, on a scale of I hate and want to destroy undead to I'm really kind of uncomfortable with this, like, what is your scale right now?
I'm about an 8.5 right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's not helping out the case for us leaving the cart and the skeleton.
Yeah, if we get searched, we're not going to get these things out of here, and I'm not really in the condition to take in a whole bunch of guards.
Reyna will support the skeletons. They're his
Leave them behind.
They would help.
Neil, get me killed. Don't be ridiculous.
They saved you that one time.
That was just luck.
Merrick, they did really help you.
Okay, what about this? Just a few skeletons with you, and the rest will go with me. Just like a couple.
Keep them away from me, or else they're going to get left behind.
Okay, well, 2 of them are going on the bottom of the car, so that's about as away from you as they can get.
If they get me killed, I'm coming back to hunt you.
Oh, that's fine, I'll just bring you back.
That's a really nice offer.
Oh yeah, don't worry. That is impermanent.
Can we? I get on the car. As I do so, I'm going to cast disguise self on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to make myself into a human. I'm going to change my clothes so they look more sort of rags, kind of bedraggled, just like one of the people that's living in the town.
Oh, what are we doing with the unconscious guy?
He can be carried by skeletons. It's fine. He'll go with us.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take 2 more skeletons then?
Because it's harder to sneak them through places.
Just because. Alright, fine. We'll take the skeletons. There's a plan set.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Refer to boss Kolok.
Reyna, Merrick, you guys be in the front of the cart.
Yep, I'll drive the cart.
Excuse me. Okay.
I'll walk alongside.
So the 3 of you begin to ride the cart to the south gate.
Okay, when I'm in range of seeing the south gate, I'm gonna sneak into like an alleyway real quick and cast invisibility.
Okay. All right.
And then pop back out and walk.
Okay. In the meantime, Kolok, Talus, Lucy, the last 5 or so skeletons, and the body of the captain of these men are headed where?
Well,
Alice requests we go to the armor shop one last time.
it would probably be a good idea. Especially since I ordered that breastplate, so just to, at the very least have that.
How long are we going to be out of town?
No idea.
Maybe we should say goodbye to Nolly if we can, but I also understand if that seems like a bad idea.
Or aren't we taking the pic?
We're gonna be talking to Nolly before we leave anyway.
Oh, nice. Well, then that's great. We can say hi while we go.
Okay. You guys have to get the hell out of Dodge. You've spent about 15 minutes discussing this plan and loading up skeletons and things like that. since this guy ran off back towards the keep. So, if you're heading towards the armorer next, I am going to... How are you doing this? Are you just walking through the streets? Like, what is your plan?
We'd probably try and like make our way through the different alleyways.
Can
Okay.
you tell us where is the armor?
I believe the armory is right here.
Yes.
Okay.
So from the Stout Trickster, we'd probably take this alleyway here, and
All right. I will need... God, what kind of roll would this be? I guess I'm gonna treat this as a skill challenge, I think, at the moment. So you guys can tell me what skill you're planning to use to duck and dodge through the city to get to the armorer. Failures are going to lead to consequences. If you get 3 failures before you get the number of successes you need to get to the green spear, the guards will catch up to you. Kolok, tell me what skill you are using in order to get you guys to the armorer without being noticed.
Kolok is probably the most conspicuous of all of them, just individually. So he'll probably not split off from the group, but he's going to use his athletics to sort of like climb the buildings and sort of like be on all fours, crawling across the rooftops.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Really?
That's not very good.
No.
Inspiration.
Okay,
Much better.
that is much
Jesus.
better.
What a turnaround.
You slip between 2 alleyways and using your claws scale up on top of one of the nearby buildings and just kind of staying low against the ceilings and using the chimneys and other structures continue to make your way across the town. Talus, what are you doing?
Talus, I think, is going to be on the lookout for any guards or people who aren't just automatically looking away. And he's going to try to use minor illusion to make noises to distract them in some way. I'm trying to think of what skill that might
If you're
involve.
going to be looking out, if you're going to be on the lookout, it will be perception. If you are going to be making distractions using minor illusion, it'll be a deception roll.
Go with deception, then.
Okay. Awesome. Lucy, how are you helping the party to get across town without being interrupted?
She's gonna go your classic sneak, just stealth.
Okay,
Just sneak.
sure. Go ahead. Nice. So, the first leg of your journey across the city, Kolok gets up atop the buildings and kind of stays out of sight, following behind you, or parallel to you as you move through the alleys. Talus, you kind of have your skeletons move, catch sight of maybe a guard, use minor illusion to make a noise in the wrong direction, and they look away, and as they do, you hurry your skeletons to carry the body across an intersection of alleyways between the next 2 buildings, and Lucy just kind of sticks to the shadows, watching out as you go. And you find yourself at the blacksmiths by the end of that. Merrick, Rena, Vespasian, as you travel south along the roads, you know that you're moving away from where the alarm would be called as the fortress looms over the city north of the Stout Trickster, and that was the direction that your assailant had headed in. And so, as you approach the gate, you get no trouble on the streets. But ahead towards the gate, as Vespasian disappears into into the folds of invisibility and walks beside the wagon with the two of you on the front. You see that the guards are like a runner reaches the guards at the south gate, and it looks as though they are preparing to close the doors of the gate as you approach.
So I will kind of keep moving the cart towards to the south. Is it? I guess I know. I'm going to move up to the gate as if to go through it. So it's that road to that way. Is that heading towards Drain?
Which road are you taking, by the way? As you say, the south.
We're coming out. We're coming out the Ridge Gate number 3.
Okay.
So it's would I know what's on? Would I know what's on that road?
That road leads to the town of Ridgeford, and then continues. It's actually this one would not lead to the town of Ridgeford. It kind of would. Let me move over to the. Oh, do I not have a map of Oregon on here? Okay. This road goes a little bit south and then turns back to the north and heads. It would head to either Riverdam Raft, or it splits off and it heads up towards Ridgeford and the pass, depending on which way you go from that road.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll keep moving towards the gate.
And
And
how far
I'll,
are we from the gate?
we're probably only about maybe 20, 30 feet away from the gate.
Yeah. And you can see them starting to close they're moving to close the gates and lower the portcullis.
Can I see where they're doing, like how they're closing the gates? Like, is it like a standard wheel somewhere in view?
There's a wheel that they're using to lower the portcullis, and the actual like wooden doors of the gate are being like pushed by multiple soldiers before they would drop like a bar down into the gate. It's not like a fast process. It takes a minute or two to get the gates closed.
So I'll keep moving the cart right up as if to go out the gate.
Okay. As you do, one of the soldiers kind of turns and puts up a hand, moving towards you.
Sir, I don't understand. I'm trying to go south to meet my family. Is there no chance I can be moved out?
Sorry, there's fugitives in the city, and we're trying to keep them in. Would you mind if we would you mind turning around and coming back another time, or otherwise you'll have to submit your goods to inspection?
Sir, but my brother, we only had word that he died, and I need to get to my family, please.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Yeah, and as this is happening, I'm gonna start making my way over kind of closer to the wheel area where they're like doing this.
Okay. Sure, give me a stealth roll. You have advantage because you are invisible.
21.
Ooh, nice.
Oops, sorry, wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
That's the right ones.
Yes, so an 18. You slip up to the wheel. There's one soldier kind of cranking this big metal crank that is like lowering link by link the chains that send down the portcullis. Just this like clank, 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 clank as it lowers it.
How high is this thing? Like,
you would still be able to get the cart out past it at this point.
Okay, but like, I guess when it gets to the point, I guess let me know. I'm gonna hold my action, I guess, till hold like doing anything till the it gets to the point where it's right about to where the cart wouldn't be able to pass out under anymore.
Okay, I will let you know when that happens. Merrick, the gentleman kind of turns, the soldier kind of turns a sympathetic gaze, slightly sympathetic, to the poor bastard on the cart.
I'll make a show of fumbling at a pouch. I mean, sir, I mean, and I pull out like maybe 8-10 gold pieces, and copper. Say, look, please, sir, this is all I've got. I need to get to my family.
He looks around back and forth up and down the street and at the other soldiers that are busy getting the door closed, and he swipes what you are holding out with his hand and pockets it. Turns to the at this point the portcullis is coming down to right about that point you were waiting for, Vespasian. The guard says he takes a look. This one guard is taking a look in the back of the wagon after accepting your gold, giving like a cursory glance of things, not really looking. And he kind of says half-heartedly, "Have you seen any strange-looking creatures in the city?"
I've seen nothing in the city apart from my neighbors that, so not since, because there was the elf. Sorry, just you mentioned before there was an elf attack here, wasn't there?
He nods. More. Have you seen anyone with horns or scales?
What kind of creature would that be?
It sounds scary.
Give me a deception roll, and Vespasian, what are you doing now that this gate has reached that point?
Is it? They haven't started moving it again, though. I'm assuming. Right?
Oh, they're continuing to like lower the gate. Yeah.
Oh God. This would be so nice if I was a rogue, but I'm not. Okay. What do I have in my person right now? That's the next question, because I need to double check my equipment.
Go ahead.
And see if I have literally anything I can do besides.
You said that when it got to that point, you wanted me to let you know, so I'm letting you know it's just about that point.
No, this is perfect. So, ooh. I don't think I can do it. I don't think it'd make too much noise. I can't stealthily kill him.
All right. Hearing the two of you kind of tell him that that you haven't seen anything like that, and asking what kind of creature that would be, and doing a cursory glance that is half-hearted of the back of the cart. He looks around at the back, at the barrels and the chest that are back there, and he kind of turns to you, looks at the gold you handed him, and says, calls out to the other guards, "I'll let this one through. It'll be the last one."
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Vespasian, you're like about to.
Yeah, I've got my horn out, and I've got like my rapier out, and I'm like either I'm gonna knock this guy out or kill him where he stands. So, and just signal, but for the run, but as I'm seeing this happen, I'm gonna wait till I see the cart like slip through, and then I'm gonna slip through right after the cart.
Okay. Yeah, you stop just before you're about to bash this guy over the head with the pommel of your blade as you hear that guy call out, like that relief moment of like, okay, we're home free. And you slip out, the cart rides out, and you slip out behind it, kind of taking another look behind you as the gates close and the portcullis comes down, and you hear everything fall into place, locking you out of the city of Reddenburg. In the meantime, the other
that felt a bit close when he began to look at the wagon.
Well, and I'm assuming at this point we're farther enough away, and when we get far enough away, or I feel like safe far enough away, I'm gonna drop invisibility.
Sure. I mean, invisibility lasts for an hour, so you can be invisible for as long as you'd like.
I know, but just so that way they can see me and it doesn't really.
Yeah, we like to see his pretty
Whenever
face.
where I feel like we're at a safe
Sure.
distance, outside of any
Yeah.
encampments or outer city.
So
wall.
once I think the wagon's kind of out of main sight of the city wall, kind of G up so it's moving a little bit, and then we can kind of pull off the road, and I'll try and find somewhere that we could suitably hide the wagon off the road if anyone came down the road to chase after us.
I agree. Roy, how are you doing?
Flip was getting a bit tense. I didn't know if we were going to get there. Rena, are you still in contact with Lucy, or are the rest okay?
I mean, they haven't said anything yet, so I guess they're okay.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Lucy's been battling this whole time. I just didn't want to fill up the chat with.
Yeah.
No, through the connection, and they've been playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
Are we
she's
still attached? I'm gonna look under the cart real quick.
Lucy,
been guessing
hold
a lot
on.
about Rena's powers.
What was that, Lucy?
I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure they've been playing tic-tac-toe in their head, and Lucy's been gushing a lot about Rena's cool powers that she got to see.
Nice. The three of you have arrived at the blacksmiths, safely so far. And he looks surprised to see whichever one of you approaches.
I guess Talus will go in. Talus will leave his skeletons outside. And he'll go in and say, I am here to pick up an order, old friend.
He grabs you and pulls you into the shop further as soon as he sees your face. Oh gosh. Name. My brain is missing the name, and apparently I didn't write it in my notes.
Remember, he was a nice orc man.
Yes. He is a half orc. Oh goodness, my brain is fried, and David's not in the chat to tell me what his name is. He grabs you and pulls you in, and says, "You can't be seen out there."
Oh, I know that. We just need to make a quick stop here, and we'll be out of here quite quickly.
He nods.
Thank you for not shouting for the guards as soon as you saw me.
He spits on the ground. Screw the damn guards. He
Oh, you're definitely getting a good tip.
he pulls out a like a rough wooden crate that is filled with the breastplates and other items that Kolok had ordered for your skeletons. And he says, "Do you have a cart that we can load this up on, or will you be carrying it?"
I have some friends who can carry it for me.
He nods.
But I can carry it out.
Okay, he nods and hands it to you. Give me a strength, an athletics check, Talus.
Okay.
How many breastplates and other things did you order?
It doesn't matter. It was 1 breastplate, 4 shields, and 4 long swords.
Okay. He hands you this crate, and you you grab it, and you're not expecting. It's like one of those moments where you think it's gonna weigh less than it does because he carries it so readily and easily, and you just kind of it just kind of tips over in your arms, and everything spills out onto the floor of the forge, and he starts picking things up and cursing under his breath in Orcish, piling it all back in.
Talus also curses, but in giant. So it's just various curses that neither of them understand the others of. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting it to be so heavy. Kolok, could you help me?
Kolok will kind of like descend from the rooftop, just sort of like climbing down like 10 feet before jumping the rest of the 10 feet and then darting inside. What?
Can you pick up the crate? He's too heavy.
He's
already
like
carrying an unconscious man.
He's like covering his face, and he says, "Wait here, and he turns and goes into his home. When he comes out, he has a few things. He takes a like a pointed helmet, and he shoves it on Kolok's head, and then puts a cloak over you that like billows and kind of makes you look oddly shaped. He grabs another cloak for Talus and throws it over Talus's horns and back, and gets like he's got like a big hat that he puts over Talus's head. You can't be out there. Not like that.
Oh, thank you. This is very kind.
Yeah, it's good to know that we have at least some people who understand what the score is here.
He smirks, his bottom couple of fangs very present in it, and he says, "The gods have been giving me trouble just because I'm a half-orc, and you've been giving me money just because my work is good. Where do you think my allegiance would lie?"
Fair enough. This is still your home.
Well, I thank you very much for your assistance. And Talus, Talus pulls out like 50 gold and hands it to him.
Nice. So subtract the cost of the goods if you haven't. I thought you did. I thought you paid him ahead of time. I'm not sure. I can't remember. If not, then subtract the cost of the goods. And I will need you to start scurrying your way to the green spear now that you've picked up what you have. There is no way to get really to the green spear from here without at some point crossing over the main thoroughfare. So, tell me how you're doing this.
Lucy, do you have enough magic to do that thing where you teleport and make a big noise?
Sure do. Hi.
I think we could probably use a distraction, such as a noise that everyone in the city could hear, and you would not be in once you teleport.
I feel like that's a terrible idea, Talus.
You think you don't like it? I thought it was good.
Look, we're not too terribly far from the green spear. We just have to get there. There's no reason to start a commotion now.
Solid point. Okay.
I can always do it as a backup if someone discovers us. I could grab one of you and boom.
Okay, just don't kill all my skeletons, please.
Okay, I'll try.
Such a casual.
So, what is the plan?
The green spear's not too terribly far from here. There's another alleyway we'll use to get through the back entrance. If we can at the very least keep going on the way that we were, then we should be fine.
Okay.
Okay. So I will go through again. Starting with you, Kolok. What action are you taking to continue along your way?
Well, now that he has a disguise, the billowing cloak will probably be a little bit more like visible with him going across the rooftops. So, Kolok, what are you capable of? The basic thing. So, while we sort of walk, if anybody starts looking at us suspiciously and looking to like come at us in any particular sense to get an idea of what we're doing, Kolok's essentially just going to have like smoke billowing out from like the bottom of his helm where his like snout is, and just let that go out as he like gives people like extremely intimidating glares to get them to go away.
Okay, give me an intimidation roll. Not your best work, but 14 is a
Not
14.
terrible either.
Talus, how are you getting the three of you out of dodge?
Talus looks at himself. He looks at his slightly smaller army of skeletons. And he says, yeah, you know what? That doesn't seem too bad. And he does his best impression of a terrifying Lord of the Undead that he can.
Did we lose you?
Yeah, they dropped out.
Oh no.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
They've been doing so good today.
So, quick side note: are those skeletons still on the bottom? Of
Can
our
you
cart?
hear us?
Yeah, we can
now
hear
we
you
can.
now.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, Talus is trying to be a terrifying Lord of the Undead to intimidate anyone who dare look at us.
Just parading your undead out in the street be ahead of you. Did we lose them again?
Connection issues.
Yeah.
Connection issues. Can you hear us now?
We can hear you. We can hear
Yes.
you.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll stick this time. What all did you hear?
You're gonna be a terrifying Lord of the Undead. Something scary.
Okay, then you got it then. All you need.
Raiding skeletons.
Okay. Yes, and I got your intimidation roll. Lucy, what are you doing?
Oh no, they're gone.
Well,
They're turning invisible. That's what they're doing.
I was going to say,
They're back. Lucy? Can you hear us?
Sorry, our connection's really bad.
Yeah.
I think Lucy sees Kolok being scary, and she sees Talus being scary, and she's like, maybe I'll join in on being scary. And so I think she'll just kind of walk through town, but if anyone gives her a glance, she'll just squish their brain just enough to give them a migraine.
start squishing brains. I'm just imagining her like somebody looks at her and she just goes, and then just starts doing this. I'm squishing your head.
As you are clearing the streets of common folk who are now steering clear of you, up the lane of the main thoroughfare, you begin to hear booted footsteps coming in your direction. Turning around, Lucy, you see an entire squad of guards kind of rushing towards you. It will take them...
What's my robot? Because I can't actually see my foundry right now.
No, they're kind of back. Did you hear me, or did you lose connection again?
You said there were guards coming towards me.
There are guards coming towards all of you. Yes, they are booted. Booted footfalls start to sound from down the street, and you can see a couple of squads of guards rushing from north of you in your direction. Your intimidation is rather unintimidating, and they continue to charge.
Can I use my GM inspiration to retry that?
Yes, you may.
Yes.
you guys are in a situation where you may need to run at this point. You have pursuers who are in sight of you.
Yeah.
I think for now, Lucy is just kind of keep walking at a brisk pace. And if she gets to the point where like guards are like literally at her back, then she's gonna prepare to like thunder step away, like so that she's close enough to them that it'll hurt them.
Okay. What are Kolok and Talus doing? And the skeletons.
Talus and the skeletons are running, and Talus is using. What is the ground like?
It's a cobblestone street.
Okay, he's gonna try to use mold earth to turn just a bit of the street at a time into difficult terrain to just slightly slow them down.
Okay, give me an athletics check as you're running and casting this spell behind you to make them earth. Okay, cool. So you're running. Lucy slows down, and you and the skeletons rush forward, running towards the green spear, churning up the cobblestone street behind you, hoping that by the time the guards get to you, this will cause them to slow down. Kolok, what are you doing now that you see these guards on the way?
Well, thankfully, I have more movement speed than everybody else, so I can just start booking it. It's not terribly hard. But if I can, like, while we're sort of going towards the back entrance, I'll try and, like, tear down any sort of, like, crates or barrels or any sort of, like, supplies that the various shops have, just, like, sitting out back and just, like, blocking the path behind us.
Okay, give me a attack roll against a pile of barrels and other debris. Okay.
Fuck it, reckless attack. There we go.
All right. So here's what happens. Lucy, you slow down. Talus and Kolok run forward with the skeletons, churning up the streets behind them. And as they turn the corner into the alley, that is, and you're moving forward, you get within 90 feet of the mouth of the alley as Kolok just like, you hear him scream his traditional roar of effort and slam a bunch of barrels and crates come flying out into the middle of the street about 90 feet ahead of you. The guards are just about to catch you, and you thunderstep, sending several of them flying in a shower of debris and concussive force, and you arrive at the mouth of the entrance right behind the entrance to this alleyway behind the green spear, just behind your companions, and you hear chaos out in the main thoroughfare behind all of you. In mechanical terms, had Kolok not recklessly pushed over those barrels, they would have caught up to you. But Lucy thundersteps away, and they have to get kind of through, pulling up their allies that are fallen prone from the thunderstep, traveling over the churned up street, and then getting through the debris that is all over the road before they will get to you, giving you all enough time to rush into the back of the green spear, where Nolly jumps and turns to look at all of you as you rush in.
Don't have a lot of time to talk, Nolly, but we gotta get out of here.
Hi, Nolly. It's nice meeting you. Tell your hammer I said hi.
Priorities.
Well, to the basement with you. You know where it is.
We will head down there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And you rush down into the basement, where the barrels and crates are piled in front of atop the entranceway into the tunnel, the subterranean tunnel that you can use to escape the city or head into the keep. You're muted.
and we will use those tunnels to get outside of the city.
Sure.
Heading into the keep right now, not a great idea.
Okay. You guys head down into the tunnels. They're old, dried up passages. They are dark and musty. And you begin to make your way outside of the city. Merrick, Vespasian, and Rena, where are you headed?
So we kind of headed down the road further enough out of sight, and then I was going to search for somewhere suitable to pull the wagon off that would be easy to hide it, to wait till I find out where they're going to be, and then I can go back and try and sort of eliminate the tracks as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for Lucy to tell me something in my head.
Are you?
I think Lucy will say to Rena, "Hey, we made it in the tunnels. The guards got pretty close, but Kolak knocked over a bunch of stuff and yelled really loud, and I teleported forward, so we're fine. Is everything going okay on your end?"
Yeah, we're pretty good. I'm glad to hear you guys are all okay. Can't wait to meet up and see you again. Sounds like you guys had fun escaping.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I hope you're having a good time too. I can't wait to see you also.
Are you traveling after a little ways out of town? The road splits, one way going like I said, south towards kind of southeast. I gotta put a map in here of Oregon, but let me actually pull one up on my end so that I can look at it. All right. You come out of that gate, and you can travel. You can travel from that road, almost due east to River Dam Raft, or you can turn north and head up north towards the pass.
How far is this Y from the city?
I would say it's a couple miles outside of the city.
Merrick, this is your thing.
Well, we don't quite know where the tunnels are, but probably better heading east rather than north. If they're going to come out, then I think the previous conversations that we talked about, that the Kolok and that were potentially going that way in some point, so they might think we're going that way anyway. So let's head east for a bit. Need to figure out where these tunnels come out though.
Yeah.
Once it gets a bit darker, I can have a look around.
Yeah. We're gonna travel maybe another couple miles and then try to pull the cart off.
Sure.
See if we can get a short rest, maybe.
Yeah, you can get a short rest, and if Merrick wants to take some time to go back and hide the tracks, you can make a survival roll to do so, Merrick. Nice.
And then I am going to look through the wagon to see what our new compatriots brought along with us to find out more about them.
Give me an investigation roll.
And
the 18. Okay. Let me ask you, are you opening either of the barrels?
I'm gonna go through it. I'm going through all of it. So I'm gonna first work on anything that I see that looks like bags, and then I'll eventually get to the barrels, because I'm assuming in the barrels it's just bones.
Okay.
So with skeletons, because we still have 2 skeletons that are hanging onto the bottom of the cart, I'm assuming, that haven't.
Actually, Talus, can you give me a couple of athletics checks for your skeletons hanging on the bottom of the cart?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's see if they manage it.
Yeah, and if they fall off, I won't deliberately try and run them over. Honest.
And did you guys put your stuff on the carts, or are you carrying your bags and things?
That's not great checks from my skeletons.
No, they have both fallen off at some point.
Oh,
Okay,
shame.
well, their last orders were protect the carts. They
Yeah.
try to follow, probably,
They're-
but I don't know how well.
They fell off like a couple miles back.
Yeah, just the 4 arms still attached there.
But they fell off a couple miles back, so they're probably walking to try and find the cart aimlessly in your last direction. Merrick, you could probably see them off in the distance while you're hiding your tracks, just mindlessly moving towards the cart off like specks on the road.
It's such a shame I didn't actually notice them.
Really,
So, Kolok, Talus, and Lucy, what did you put on the cart before they took it?
Well, there is, of course, a barrel of corpses.
Yes.
A beheaded mare and 2 charred halfling bodies.
Yeah. The head is in
Let's
there.
see.
It's just severed from the body.
Yeah, it's just separate.
There's it's not bleeding, but it's not rotting either. It's just a couple of burned halfling corpses and a human man in noble's clothes that are drenched in old blood and having its head kind of tucked in there with it is one of the barrels. The other barrel is in fact you open up the other barrel and the 2 or 3 skeletons that are shoved in there, their heads all turn and look up at you as you open the barrel, just kind of stare up at you, Vespasian. I don't know what else they have on the cart.
There's some dog food.
Oh yeah, where are the dogs?
Yeah, the dogs would be with Talus and the skeleton.
The dogs are also following you guys through the
I
streets.
know, I like to think that minor illusion is just a nice little hiding a couple of the skeletons, and you just watch them kind of trail back and then catch back up.
Yeah.
Trail back and catch back up.
So yeah.
I don't know what other people put on the cart. I think Talus is pretty much carrying everything else he has with him.
Lucy, do you have everything that's on you?
Yeah, I don't think Lucy has many possessions.
Okay.
Seems pretty scary what she has.
Kolok, did you have anything on the cart at all?
Yeah, his cart's got his great bow on it.
Okay. There is a large, oversized bow that Vespasian, you think it would take an incredible amount of strength to pull back. And the arrows that go with it are as thick as your forearm.
Small stakes.
Yes. It is like a 50 caliber longbow. Yeah.
It shoots great swords.
And I think that everything... There's also a heavy crossbow on the back there. And anything that... I think all of Sentry's stuff. He said he left all of his things other than his... No, he left all of his things. There's a greatsword and a heavy crossbow in the back of the cart. There's also... I will tell you in a minute.
Oh, you know what? Actually, Talus probably would have left. There is a bedroll and an herbalism kit just chilling in the cart.
Okay. I'm pulling this up now. Oh, right. He had that. There's a quiver of Alona on the back of the cart you would recognize that immediately, Vespasian. There's a big arcane tome sitting back there. Cook's utensils. A backpack filled with like cartographer's tools and a grappling hook, a hooded lantern.
No, just a bunch.
Just a bunch of traveling equipment. Yeah. And actually, it looks like he had the Quiver of Alona on him, so never mind, that's not there. There's just his greatsword and a heavy crossbow sitting in the back of there, and then a backpack filled with, like I said, your typical gear of an adventurer.
That's fair.
And that's it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of go through that. I'll open up the barrels. I'll see that, kind of be taken back, shut those again, being like, that's unnatural. Like, make sure that Merrick did not see what I just saw. Like, kind of like look around to see if he was paying attention. Thank God he was out covering tracks at the moment. And I'm gonna, grab the cartographer's tools out of the back, and then I think I'm gonna leave the rest of it there for now, and just like there wasn't anything that like there's like a large heavy tome. Is it like written with like arcana on it, or is there anything?
It's no, it's written in like old Valkyrian, which is an ancient form of common. Just kind of a little difficult to read, but not necessarily unreadable. And it seems to be on magical theory, not spells or spell casting. Essentially, you can use this book to spend time learning the arcana skill over a long period of time. Or a shorter period of time if you have like a tutor. So.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that out and examine it. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna know exactly what it is, but I'll spend the time to kind of figure out that that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll probably show the other two these things, interesting things. I'll say that when they get back, I'll kind of talk about how we couldn't find out anything new about our compatriots that went through their stuff.
The inside of the cartographer's tools is there's also a big map case, and as you unfurl it, there's a map of the region. You see the town of Ridgeford to the north, just south of the pass, marked on it. You see that there's the city of Redinburgh. North into the mountains of Ridgeford is a dot or a mark on the map labeled Keep. And then there are two spots along the road between Redinburgh and Ridgeford that are marked with camps and little dots on there. And then you see a number of farms and towns that are scattered over the entire region that are crossed off in red with red ink. And you also see a hill that's labeled Bronzefall, like a large hill that's labeled Bronzefall that is southeast of the city, or northeast of the city of Redinburgh. Northwest into the mountains of the city of Redinburgh. Okay. And it's just kind of this regional map of the area. Would Sentry have marked the exit spot of the tunnels if Nolly had told them? I guess he would have. So you can see that there is an exit point of these tunnels marked off. Kind of to the kind of into the southeastern hills from Reddenburg, about like 2 or 3 miles, probably 3 miles south of the city itself.
So given that we kind of headed in that direction, that shouldn't be too far from where we are.
It's not. You're probably like in a triangle.
Are we more east?
You headed more
okay.
east, so you're probably like
Yep.
in triangular points from the city. Kolok, Talus, and Lucy, after about an hour of traveling through dark, dusty tunnels, encountering the occasional... actually, you encounter no life down here. And the tunnel is filled with about 2 inches or 3 inches of sand. Not just dust and dirt. You traipse through it and come out, kind of climbing up slowly, and you come out of an old well that is covered over with a wooden, like a wooden top on the well. You have to bust and break through it, Kolok, to get out from this well. All that is hanging to get out as well. Also, is like an old ratty, like rope ladder that has seen better days and is dry rotted all the way through. You end up having to use your own ropes to climb out of this well, taking the time to do so.
I do have a natural climbing speed, so I'm able to do that.
Yep, absolutely. And you find yourself about 3 miles south of the city of Reddenburg. You can see it on a hill up in the distance, that kind of brownish haze in the sky hovering over the town. It's approaching late afternoon and early evening as you start helping your companions out of the well, Lucy and then Talus pulling them up, followed by the skeletons and the dogs, as you regather yourself.
All right, Lucy. Still in contact with Raina, right?
Yep. Want me to send a message?
Yeah. Give them an idea of where we are, like any sort of landmarks or anything along those lines.
I'm looking around. What kind of stuff do I see?
Sure. You see